Hello and welcome to this lesson. I want to continue the topic bearing. I've looked at introduction to bearing, definition of bearing. I've looked at types of bearing, that is compass bearing and true bearing, also known as the three-figure bearing. I've also looked at problems involving the bearing types, how to change from compass bearing to three-figure bearing, vice versa. I have also made a video on how simple calculation on distance between two locations basically. So today I want to take the lesson further. I want to look at, first of all, two important rules that are used in solving bearing problems. Number one is the sine rule. Sine rule is a rule used for solving problems involving triangle. And since most of the work we'll be doing in bearing will be leading us to we'll be having a triangle case. That is why we must consider this rule. The sine rule states that in any triangle ABC, all right, A over sine A equals to B over sine B, and that is equals to C over sine C. Now, where A, B, C are the angles of the triangle, that is the capital letter A, B, and C represent the angles of the triangle, and the lowercase a, B, and C represent this, the sides opposite to the angles. Now, uh, just like this, as it is displayed in this particular triangle, we have the angle A. This is the corresponding side. We have the angle B, the corresponding side. We have the angle C and the corresponding side. Now let's look at a very simple question here. This is pre-solved already because this is not where we are actually going. It's just a step towards where we are going to. Now we have a particular question. We have this triangle and they say calculate the marked angle in this particular shape. I need to tell you that you should be able to detect when to use the sine rule, and when should you use the sine rule. You should use the sine rule if, let's say, we are looking for a particular side. Let's say a particular side. Let me use this triangle here. We are looking for the side C. The only way you can use the sine rule is if the angle opposite it is given, and then one angle and the opposite side is given. For instance, if I'm looking for the side C, then this angle C must be given me, right? Also, A, either the side A and the angle A is given, or the side B and the angle B is given. In this formula, you are not to use everything. Just truncate it to two. That's what you are going to use. So here, that's the case we used here. I look at this particular diagram. Can I use sine rule to get my x? Let's observe. I have the angle x, which is not given, but the opposite side is given. That is condition one. Condition two, there is another side whose angle is also given. We have 6 centimeter given, and the corresponding angle, the angle corresponding to it is also what given. Then we can use the sine rule. And then let's say here is your A. Here is your A. Here is your A. Alright. Here is your B, and here is your C. So clearly we are looking at A over sine A over sine A equals to C, this small letter C over sine C. And then if you put in the value 6 over sine 60 equals to 4 over sine x. If you cross multiply, you will have 6 sine x equals to 4 sine 60. If you want to use calculator, you can quickly use 4 sine 60, then divide your answer by 6. But I choose to use a trick, the short form. Sine 60 in short form is root 3 over 2. So that's what I have here. This 4 can be written as 4 over 1. This divided by 6 can be written as 1 over 6, just in case you don't have you don't want to use calculator. So this 4 over 1 times root 3 over 2 times 1 over 6. And if you compute that properly, you will get a sine x to be root 3 over 3. That is settled. And then if you take the sine inverse of x, The sine inverse of x will give you the angle which is approximately 35 degrees. So we have the angle here to be 35 degrees. We are left with y. How do we get our y? Sum of angle in a triangle is 180 degrees. It means you add this together, this 60 and 35, take it away from 180, and the angle left will be 85 degrees. So that is done. I want to go on with this, the cosine rule. So this is the cosine rule case, and the cosine rule is used in a triangle when, number one, that's the condition for using the cosine. Number one, two sides and an included angle is given. Number two, three sides of the triangle is what? Is given. So those are the two cases you can you should always check for when you are intending to use the cosine rule. Now, for the case one, that is for this first case, these are the equation you can get. It can be proven, using triangle geometry and trigonometry. You can prove that this a square equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos a, and b square equals to a square plus c square minus 2ac cos b. And you see, it's easy to write and remember. Once you can remember the first, a square equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos a, it means that if you're writing for b square, you will not include small letter a in this category. If you're writing for b square, it means that you will not include on the other side anything that has to do with b, small letter. So we will just have a square plus c square minus 2ac, then cos the corresponding angle to that side, that is cos b. That is what we are going to have, and that is how it goes on. Then what if we are looking for the angle exclusively? Then we can make cos A or cos B, cos C, in any case, the subject of formula. So I did it for cos A, and this is what you are going to get: b square plus c square minus a square divided by 2bc. If you can't remember this one, then you can, if it is this one you remember very well, you can write it and then work your way. You will eventually arrive at something like this, which will enable you get your answer. So this is a pre-solved question. We have this triangle and we are meant to calculate the angle x. How do we do that? Now, as I look at this, all the three sides are given and the angle is not. It means that we are going to use the case 2, and this is the case 2 scenario. And so here, it's always good to label your work to be sure that you don't mix the formula. Let's say this is my A, this is my B, and this is my C, isn't it? So I have cos A, which is the same thing as x. Cos A is the same thing as x. B square plus c square minus a square. So just depicting what each of these means on this particular place, and then you have this setup. By the time you square this, you are going to have 77 over 112. And then 77 over 112 gives us 0.6875. And then if you take the cos inverse of this number, you will get approximately 46.6 degrees. So that is just about the sine rule and the cosine rule. Don't forget to follow the page and like the video, share it when necessary, let it go, let it reach out to those people who you think they really need it. The next thing I'll be doing is I'll be giving a practical question where we can apply any of these rules that have been written on the board. See you.